Hello students, today we are going to see the concept of joining, and most popular is the type of joining is inner join. Now this inner joining is the way to join the two or multiple tables or to combine the records or data from two or more tables. So to go for this example, just we'll take these two tables. Consider that there are two tables called as employees and second table is departments. The employee table contains EMP-ID, that is employee ID, EMP name, employee name, hiring date, and department ID. That means this particular record like EMP-ID 1, Ethan Hunt, who has hired on this particular date, works in the department whose ID is 4. So multiple records are there that tells that what is the name of that employee ID and for which particular department that employee works. There is a last record Martin Blank which do not have any department ID mentioned. That means the department in which he works is not yet been entered. Now the details of these departments are present in another table called as departments table, which contain department IDs and the department name. So these two tables have a common column called as department ID. So department ID in the employee table will have any of the value from the department ID of the departments table. So in the departments table, department ID is a primary key, whereas this particular column in the employees department ID will have the value or the values of this column will depend on the department ID of column of the department. So it is generally called as a foreign key relationship. That means for department ID in the employees table, the foreign key is department ID of the departments table. It is compulsory to enter value from available from this department ID only in this department ID of employees table. So here whenever we want to join the two tables, whenever we want to combine the data from two different tables, we need a common column on which we can combine this thing. So inner join is the most common join type of join. What it performs, it returns only those rows that have a match in both join table. So suppose consider there is a table A and table B. So this inner join will be shown like the common area between table A and table B. Common area means the common records. Now to implement that, we can use the select query. So here you can see the select query is there. Select employees dot employee ID, comma employees dot emp name, employees dot hire. Select means select the records and we want to select the column as employee ID. So we want to get this employee ID and from which column, which table that employee ID is present, employees. So it is a way of writing that I want to select this column employee ID, EMP ID from the employees table. I want to select this column EMP name from employees table. Third column is hire date from employees table and department name, which is a column of departments table. So we want these three columns from first employees table and one more column that is department name from the departments table. So we write select like this from employees, inner join is a keyword, departments is a table 2. So here you are saying that you want to select this data and this data is not present in only one table, it is present in two different tables, employees table and departments table. So you perform the inner join operation. That means combine the data from two different tables. Okay, but how it is going to be combined? There must be certain condition on which record is to be combined to which particular record of second table. For example, Ethan Hunt, where it should get combined? It should not get combined with the administration. Why? Or customer service. Why? Because Ethan Hunt's department ID is 4. That means the matching record for that particular Ethan Hunt record in the departments will be human resource. So this condition need to be matched. Department ID from this particular table, employee table, and department ID from departments table must be matched. Then only then we want to combine it. So just to tell that we want to combine these two tables based on the department ID of employees table and department ID of departments table. Wherever there is a equal match, only combine those things. Okay, so if you perform this operation, you will find that the Cartesian product will be first of all performed. Cartesian product means that every record of first particular table, employee table, will be matched with every other record of the second table. First of all, this Cartesian is performed, but the final output will be based on this condition. So for example, if Ethan Hunt record is first of all combined with the administration, then it will be Cartesian product, but this combination is not satisfying the condition that department ID of this record and the department ID of this record is not matching, so that particular combination will be discarded. Similarly, Ethan Hunt will be combined with this customer service, but again the condition will not be matched. Again Ethan Hunt will be combined with the finance, but condition will not match. Ethan Hunt will be combined with human resources, but here the condition will match. The department ID of the Ethan Hunt and the department ID of human resource is equal, so that record combination will be taken for the output. Similarly, second record will be matched with each another, but only this ID and this ID matches, so only this record will be taken for the output purpose and rest of the combination will be eliminated. The third record, Sarah Connor, will be matched with the record or department ID with the sales and rest of the combinations will be eliminated. This way, the records or data from one table will be combined to the data from another table based on certain common columns. So this is important. Whenever the matching is done, matching will be available, only that record will be taken for the output. So if you perform this query, select employee ID, employee name, hire date, department name from employees, inner join departments on employees.department ID equal to departments.department ID. So whenever you want to perform inner join, you have to mention the list of columns. Every list of column will be prefixed with the table name, dot, and then the column name. Then you need to use from first column, first table name, inner join keyword, second table name, and then you have to specify on what basis you want to combine these records. You have to go for the column names which are matching in both the tables. So if you perform this operation, you will find that output will be EMP ID, EMP name, hire date, and department name. So the output of that query, output of this query is nothing but another table, another relation in which the columns mentioned in the query will be displayed. Hire date from this first employee table and department name from second table. And here you are getting Ethan Hunt, human resource, and like that. So joining is very important. Based on the common columns, you can combine the data from one or more tables. So I hope you understood this. Thank you.